I feel to lead. I must be brave. I must believe.
Y'all ready to turn up?
Bang, bang, can the drummer get some? All these motherfuckers dance to my motherfucking song. I'll be rocking till my hands grown up. Bang, bang, bang.
My name is Niiko Soul. I'm a 23-year-old Dakota Métis singer-songwriter, music producer, multi-instrumentalist from London, Ontario, Canada. Well, basically this year has been a big year for me as far as going from being just an artist to being a producer and making that more of a well-known fact. So it's at least even for me at this point. So it's been a big year. I just released my debut album this year called Neon Warrior. As after years of being in the business, it was my first full-length project, which was a big undertaking because most of it I'm doing by myself. It was a crazy process to put together 9 tracks, produce, mix, master, sing most of them, which I wasn't planning on doing in the first place. One of the people I looked up to when I was young very much was David Bowie, and he's someone who I think soaked in a lot of different influences at different times. And I think I'm one of those people too, and I think my self-discovery process is entirely tied to my musical process and vice versa. So as I've grown into the person I am and will continue to grow, my music will continue to do the same. And that means different styles, that means different lyrical content, that means different focuses, different imagery. But the one thing you can always expect from me is the unexpected for sure. My real origins were in punk rock. And basically in punk rock, I think the most valuable thing I learned from that I still use now is stage presence and things like that. And it got the performer out of me and it made me fall in love with performing. And then I think I went from punk rock, basically developed into funk music. And so it wasn't really any surprise that I went to super rhythmic music next. But then from there it went into R&B and soul music. And that sort of led me to hip hop ultimately, which is a big part of my life a few years ago. A big part of how people discovered me originally was in that frame of mind, or that style of music, and I still really love it, and it's still a big part of what I do in a different context now. But I went on a personal evolution afterwards, which ultimately led to the most diverse pieces of my life, which were the last 3 EPs and then the album that I did. They were all self-produced, and they were all conflicting times in my life led to those periods, and it was something I needed to hold on to at that time, or something I needed to grasp onto, and my influences were always very different in those times as well. The next big project was called The Island of Misfit Boys, and that was around the time I came out, so a lot of the content was surrounding that and self-liberation and trying to encourage other people, because when you're in that state, you want other people to feel that liberated and stuff. So whether it's in the same way or a different way, that was my liberated period, so the music kind of reflected on it. It's not just one avenue to the top or whatever that means. And I also would say define your own success at the same time. Don't just go off of one definition of what being successful in the music business means, because it's not just one thing anymore. And more than ever, I would say diversify and learn to be as self-sufficient as you possibly can. Build a great team, but you need to know what everyone's doing in order to have a grasp of it. Things like fame come and go, hype comes and goes, buzz comes and goes, opportunities come and go, money comes and goes, but I think what's the most important thing is to own your skills, and that is the most valuable thing you can possibly do for yourself, because that is where your true value lies. That is the thing that no matter what anyone takes from you, you will still have at the end of the day. My name is Niiko Soul, and you're watching Digital Drum.